the script was an Imagine Lab project, and I had actually been kind of trying to write something of my own that was about a father and a son that was like a dysfunctional relationship. And then this came in, and I was like, well, this is way better than anything I could write.
I mean, I think some of the fun of acting is, kind of going against what people might think they're going to view of a guy. So like a guy who has two families, you'd think he'd be a monster, but presenting a human quality to that. I mean, it was in the script, but there is something about the arc in this movie of Frank where obviously the son gets to understand some of that, and that really ends up being the only relationship he has at the end. So it was kind of fun. It was kind of fun. And by the end, Logan was the only person that liked me on the movie. So it was very, it was a great time.
Yeah, for me, it started out, like the script starts out as like a kind of stereotypical coming of age story, and then it kind of completely takes this big 180 that you don't expect. And so that's what caught me off guard initially. And they said, yeah, you're going to work with Jim Gaffigan. I wanted to show him up and, show how the new kids do it on the block. And so we taught each other a lot, but I mainly taught him.
I was down with it. I mean, he was kind of like in between video games.
Yeah.
It was an amazing opportunity. I know that, I mean, for me as a comedian, I mean, I've always done acting, but usually, it's interesting you say that it was like, when you first started reading it, I had an expectation. It's like, all right, so are we going to fall into a lot of the traps? Are we going to have the Hollywood ending where everything's okay, even though you have two families? And the script never went there. So that's what really drew me to it. And I also think what's really interesting about this movie is the fact that this guy had two families, and as we know, in any relationship you have, you take a different role in that relationship. In some relationships, for instance, in these two families, he's more of a strict parent, and in the other one, he's more lax and supportive. So it's fun to see that human behavior displayed in these two families.